Now, this illustration deals with metal water piping systems in buildings of multiple occupancy in accordance with 250.104A as in Apple II. Now, notice, let's review the note first at the very top of the illustration. And it basically states, for simplicity, for making it as simple as possible, only 2 feeders are shown, and the service equipment is not shown grounded. So we don't want anybody to look at it and say, well, the service is not grounded and every service disconnect is shown. We wanted to point that out coming out the gate, so to speak. The next thing I'd like to look at with you is the boxed-in information, bonding jumper loop. The requirements for this loop is 250.104A as in Apple II. The accessibility rule is 250.68A. Sizing is table 250.122. Now notice that's not table 250.102C1 or table 250.66. The connecting in the panel and the arrangement of the neutral and an equipment ground, say, is 408.40. And then securing it, so to speak, 250.64B. Now, again, we are trying to give all the sections that would be very handy so you know the overall picture of the appropriate sizing and what can be done. Now, the thing we want to look at first, in my opinion, notice that we have a non-metallic water lines coming in, but they are, they could either be converted to copper tubing or maybe metal water piping in accordance with 250.104A2. Now we just list 4 units. Units 1 and 2 is what we're illustrating. And each unit has a fusible disconnect with 150 amp fuses located in the disconnect. Now, based upon that 150 amps, then notice a number 6 bonding jumper per table 250.122 is selected based upon the 150 amp fuses. Now, what they're allowing us to do here, in each one of these apartment panel boards, notice those are sub-panels. That's what we call them in the industry. They are allowing that number 6 to be used to connect and bond in the tubing or the metal water pipe with a number 6 conductor in that panel board. And I'm talking about the sub-panels you see in the illustration in Unit 1 and Unit 2. And we do not have to ground those sub-panels back to the service with a separate equipment grounding conductor or bonding jumper. And this illustration 16-103B is illustrating this concept and this type of installation.